call that universal sound because of its vibratory nature. It vibrates at 432 hertz. And that has been tested with scientists even, and the spinning of the earth on its axis to find that that sound, that Om sound, is being made when the earth is spinning. And so much else within the universe is just found in that vibrational center. And it's also used for balancing our chakras, balancing them, strengthening them. It connects us to this infinite vibration that's outside of us and inside of us as well, just as when we're talking about water and fluids and that connection, that macro connection into our microcosm of our own being. And the scriptures for Buddhist philosophy and following believes that Om repeated and practiced in meditation really help people find that enlightenment. So we're going to start with some Oms, and it's spelled O-M in English, and it has its beautiful Sanskrit written symbolism as well. But really, when you break it down, you're breaking it down into an ah sound to begin with, ah, and then oo, and then a long M sound at the end. So we're going to do that. You're only hear me and yourself, but what's really beautiful when you're in a room with people and you're all me, that you can feel those vibrations entering your own universe. So we'll begin, and these will be flowing Oms. So I'll begin, you'll begin with me. When you run out of air, because we inhale, and then we let the Om out on the exhale. Whenever you finish yours, just take a breath, and then begin it again. And we'll do 7 of those to start, okay? Just want to close your eyes here. We'll just get into a few normal breaths first, and into just listening to the waves of the ocean, and listening to the waves of our own breath. Then I'm going to go ahead and begin. Inhale. After you've finished your 7 flowing Oms, nose. Just take a few breaths. Note your own natural breath. And make note of that breath when we flow through our practice today. So I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. My feet are a little bit farther than hips distance. You're going to hear less explanation of poses, and I want you to get into more of the flow and the feel of that. I invite you to keep your eyes closed as much as you can or want in the practice today as well, to just become a little more internalized. Dropping my hands to the side, lifting them up on an in-breath. Letting it flow down on that breath, that exhale. Keep flying and flowing and floating. If you don't hear me say anything, know that I'm here. Feel and hear your breath. A couple more, please. Right stays down, left lifts up. Flow over to the right. Bring yourself up. Stay with your left hand up, flow to the left. Back up to center, inhale. Flow to the right, left arm still extended up high. Following your upper body as you sway to the left, lift up on an inhale. Sway over to the right. Keep going, keep flowing. I'm still with you a couple more times here. Rising up with that left hand, inhale. Let it come down, exhale. I invite any of you too, if you ever want to get out of the chair for any of this, you're welcome to do that, of course. Lengthen. Right arm stretching. Exhale over with an exhale here. Out breath. Let yourself come up with an in breath. Let yourself come over to the right. Working with that core strength there. Lifting, lengthening. Breathing, releasing. Couple more, please. Both hands rise up overhead in breath. Come into prayer, hands crossed at your thumbs. Let your fingers lift towards the heavens. Come over to one side. Take yourself back up. Come over to the other side. Bring yourself up with strength in your core. Keep going and flowing. Make sure you have a really good length when you come back to center before you go over. And there's no rush here. Let's do one more set each side. Rising up, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Just let them float on down. Let's extend our right foot out a bit. So we're opening up that right hip a little bit more. And just let your left leg lengthen. So we've got a little room here between our knees. And I'm just going to take my arm around, inhale it up, bend it into a half cactus, and then push it away to the right. Lift it on up, bend at the elbow, push it away. Lift, pull up at the wrist. Let the wrist float you down, bend at that elbow, and push away. Keep going. Pushing across your body, feeling that in your waist, and a little twist with my right hand on my right knee, thigh. Maybe with a little emphasis there to help push that right hip open a little bit more. Stay on your chair unless you're standing. Just don't think you're on the chair and then end up on the ground. One more time. Using breath as you float. Push away. Come on up. Take your hand down that extended leg and take your right hand down your bent knee. Lift up. Inhale. And take your left hand, slide it down your left leg. And right arm slides up. Bring your right arm up. And keep going with that sliding, flowing motion. One arm down, one arm up. My inhales when I'm reaching up. My exhales when I'm sliding. And take your hands, let them touch your body on the sides there, kind of caressing there. As if you were in water. And water's just surrounding you. And it's light, gentle, cooling down. Let's do one more set here. I'm bringing myself back up to straight here. I'm going to go ahead and bring both of my feet back in before I exchange sides. Arms out. Inhale here. Bring my heart forward. Arms back. Exhale. Curl. Grab my hands. Tuck and around. Inhale, open. Curl, tuck. Fingers interlace. Ears and biceps close to one another. Open up. Just a nice little flow of releasing heart energy. Let's do one more here. Using breath, right? Use your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Taking hands on thighs and straightening up your spine. Take a couple breaths just sitting here in a nice calm mountain pose, feeling the flow of your breath. Feeling the internal flow of your body fluids from all that movement. And then taking my left foot out, opening up my left knee a bit, coming to the edge of the chair, but making sure I know where that chair is, and letting my right leg just extend. My toes can point in whatever direction feels comfortable for you. And today we're not so concerned about every little physical part of the posture, but just an idea of how you might want to express your body as we do these flows. Left hand staying on my left knee, thigh. My right arm comes around, makes a circle. Bends the shoulder, push away. Lifting, wrist lifts me up, takes me around, wrist pulls me down, elbow pulls in, and push it away. Keep going. Cross the next little line, stretching and twisting. Again, once you know what you're doing here, you just close your eyes if you like. This movement reminds me a little bit of our Qigong class or Tai Chi class, or what was it that we were doing there with Denise? It was one of those, right? You could tell me after class. Sparky. It wasn't Tai Chi. No, it was Qigong. Anyways, these nice flowing motions do remind me of Tai Chi and Qigong. Let's do one more set here. Really opening up and pressing outward. And coming back. We're going to do that sliding motion down, lifting one arm up as the other one reaches down. So I inhale. Take and slide down the side of my body, slide up my leg, and all the way up my side body here. Inhale. And let's take it back, and just taking the form of our body with our hands. Taking it slow, deliberate, lovingly. I'm still with you. Let's do a couple more here. Nicely balanced. Coming back into center. Bringing your feet in so that you're still really wide in your knees. Finding your toes out, heels in. And we're just going to work the arms, and those that would like to take a stand for some goddess poses, flowing here. Inhale and exhale. Push down through your feet. You're seated in the chair. You can add a little movement seated in the chair by looking up to your hands. And then as you come into cactus, maybe take and bow chin to chest. Push down with your feet and out with your knees. Or you can take it up into straight legs. Flowing here. Seated or standing. Feeling well grounded with your connection to chair and ground, or ground and the heavens. Let's do a couple more here. Find yourself back on the chair. Make sure you know where that chair is. Arms are open wide. Inhale. Bring them back together. Pull them together here. Flatten them out. Forearms connect. Hands connect. Elbows stay high. Inhale, open. Exhale, bringing everything together in the center. Pushing together here. This is a really good strengthener for your arms. Believe it or not, it looks like we're not doing anything, but when you come together in the center, push in everything together here, isometrically engaging. Again, eyes can stay closed or open. We close our eyes, we take ourselves away from all those visual distractions. For me, it might be, something I need to dust or put away. And here I can just put it away by closing my eyes. That's not becoming ourselves, coming into denial. It's denying the outside world a little bit so that we can be opening and nourishing the internal world that we live in. Keep going here. Arms should feel this. Pushing down with your feet as I am. That's radiating up into my quads. Can feel it in my glutes. Really warming up here. 2 more, please. And relax. Take your arms down. And let's just take opposite shoulder rotations here. Make that circles really big. Maybe you let yourself twist a little bit here. And then reversing. I'm helping myself remember how to do this by making little circles around my kneecap with my hand as my shoulder makes those circles. And then coming back to stillness here. Let's walk our feet in for a bit to find ourselves back in a mountain pose. Seated towards the end of your chair. Let's take some flowing cat and cows. Holding it under my kneecaps, letting my heart come up. Tailbone. please continue on your own wave. I could do cat and cow and never realize the time. Let's keep going. But don't worry, I will realize the time. And we'll just do a few more. Good Bob Dylan line. Whenever I'm in a place that feels so good, I could stay here forever and never realize the time. The one place I go back to over and over again with that in mind is a special place in Chile that I took a nice backpack trip on one time by the ocean. Let's do 2 more sets. Bringing yourself up. Let's go ahead now and take our left leg over our right and a bit of a bind of our legs, crossing of the legs. And again, as you do this in your day, seated, you may find yourself crossing. Oh, I'm always crossing this way. Let's make sure I cross the other way too. Okay, so here we are. We're going to sit up straight and tall to begin with. Take a couple breaths. And I'm going to take my left leg is on top. My right hand comes behind me. I'm going to hold on right kind of underneath my left knee up towards the shin. Push down to the back of the chair. And take a twist and look behind me. Bring myself back to a straight spine. And switch arms. Push down. Turn to the back. Come back around. Switch arms. Make sure you lengthen. And take it to the twist. Lengthen in the center. Take that safe, slow twist with your breath. No hurry here. No worry. One more step, please. Nice long spines. Beautiful. Come on back to the front. And let's slide our hands down that top leg towards our foot. Pull in your belly. Let your chin tuck and round. Holding on at any place that you're attached to with that front top leg. Finding yourself pulling in at the navel. Maybe find yourself bringing forehead closer and closer to that top knee. Just breathing here. Yes, these are visceral breaths because everything in our abdominal cavity is really squashed right now. But that's good. Squeezing out toxins. It's making those organs work. They become sluggish. And I'm going to pull in strongly at my navel point. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. Start to round up each of my vertebrae, stacking one on top of the other, finding myself in a nice, straight Spine again, shoulders are down, chin lifts, and just seated here. I'm going to go ahead and switch out my feet. And if, again, I've said it before and I didn't say it at the beginning of this, but if for some reason this isn't available to you, you can always cross lower, okay? And some of you might want to do that double cross in the back. So first we'll sit here, just find breath. Find ease in that breath, balance in our hips, balance in our sits bones. I'm going to take my left hand behind me, right hand down onto my, right below my knee or on my shin, push down to really lengthen my spine. And then looking over and back, over my left shoulder, back shoulder, whatever that is for you. And then bringing myself forward on an inhale. Switching out my arms, my hands, my direction of gaze. And taking that flow. Making sure we don't rush it, making sure we lengthen on that inhale before we go into the twist. Keeping that top foot either flexed or pointed if you like. Taking this really gracefully. Grace and flow of motion. That's what I really like about yoga. It's not jerky. It's not clumsy. It's graceful. Methodical. One more set here, please. Bring yourself back to the center, seated upright here. Let's go ahead and slide our hands down the top of that front top leg, down my shin, start to curl around my shoulders forward, chin towards chest, only going as far as your spine wants to open up, feeling the shoulders parting like the Red Sea, right? Parting of the sea. And maybe, again, your forehead comes close to, if not on your knee, chin tucked into that thyroid gland. Hands are attached to your leg, or if you want, you can let them hang and dangle. If you're supported with your head on something. Again, feeling the difficultness right now of breath. And how important it is to still keep those breaths going strong. Deep and long. Holding it tightly into your core. Begin to lift yourself up slowly. And you, if it had an x-ray machine, you'd see each vertebrae coming and stacking one on top of the other. Cervical spine staying bent forward until your shoulders are stacked. Vertebrae are stacked. And then you lift your chin away from your chest. And just take a few flowing breaths here. I'm going to uncross my legs, and I'm going to take myself out of the chair and use the chair to help with a little bit more of some flowing motions. If you prefer to stay seated, you certainly can. And I will give indications of what to do with that. The want you to turn towards the short side of your chair. And if you're not getting out of the chair, then it would be good to have blocks or maybe another chair in front of you, or just come into a forward fold, because that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take our hands onto the chair, and we're just going to forward fold here. Okay, I've got a flat spine. I'm feeling my tailbone go backwards as my crown comes forward. Again, if you're staying seated, then just take yourself forward into half lift of some sort, hands on legs or blocks. And then bend into your knees. Let your head drop. And then straighten your legs and let your head come back. Cervical spine in alignment with the rest of your spine. Flow like that. Bend into the knees. Head drops. If that's a lot to drop your head, then not. Just leave that part out. Bend. Your exhales when you're bent. Lower down into a bow. Inhales when you have a straight spine. So just flowing here. Once we really get this, we really get and realize how we can connect our breath and our movements. We really have this success at realizing the yoke of yoga. That mind-body connection through our breath. Please be using your core strength as you bow down, pulling in at the navel, and rounding back up. Let's do one more of those. Should be getting our legs warmed up here. And then coming back, so we take a look at the chair. I'm going to widen my legs a bit. Hold it at my belly. Take my forearms on the chair. And toes out, heels in. Very supported here, okay? Back is straight. Just going to go into my left knee and stretch out the side of my right leg. Bending there, and then coming back into center and taking it over. Bend into the right, stretch into the lengthening of that left leg. And again, if you're deciding to stay in the chair, just extend your legs out and bend back and forth. Maybe with blocks in front of you, walking out in those blocks. Taking your legs and getting the same type of inner stretch. You're using your breath here, right? Inhale. Exhale. And because I'm in a half lift, it's not quite a full forward fold here, still want to have action here on my core, pulling it in. You need to take a hand there and really feel that strength there that you're giving. You can put a hand there and see that you really are igniting your abdominal wall. To work on this. And when we think we're working our legs, we can always be working our core. Let's do one more each side. And take our hands flat on the chair. And I'm just going to take some circles with my hips. Again, my toes are out and my heels are in. And just circulating around and bringing blood flow to my pelvic region. And let's reverse that. Again, using some abdominal strength to move those hips around, especially when you come forward. Kind of just squeeze into your abs there. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and walk our feet in. And take our arms up, lift up, inhale here, upward salute. Exhale, bend into your elbows. You can do this seated as well. You come back, Triangle Mudra, heart lifts. Inhale up. Exhale, let's do it again. Inhale, rest. Exhale, hands come floating down. All right, now we're going to take ourselves back, hands on the side of the chair, walking my legs back. I want to find myself in a wider stance now. Wider meaning between hands and feet, okay, not feet to feet, but just lengthening, I suppose is a better word. Lengthening myself back here, tailbone lengthens. Hands can come flat onto that chair. Feel the back side of your legs. If you like, you can take your head and just rest it between your biceps there as you feel that lengthening in the back side of your legs. If you're seated on the chair, use blocks and stretch out in front of you. That chair, bend into your knees here. Stand up, come up high up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, heels, bend knees. Inhale up, balls of the feet, and just work those calves a bit here. Going through the process of getting slowly those heels on the ground and then slowly bending into your knees and then slowly straightening the knees, heels lift, toes activate. I'm having a lot of snap, crackles, and pops today, probably because of the colder temps. Let's just do 2 more sets. And then rising with straight legs, walk yourself on back. And lift up, inhale. Take yourself into Triangle Mudra, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come down, and we're going to stand in mountain pose. Hands at Anjali Mudra. We're going to do a little bit of warrior. Now, we know how to do warrior in the chair. We know how to do warrior standing. So you guys choose which one you want to take today. I'm going to go ahead and come into the chair, and then I'm going to do some standing as well. So we're going to be flowing in this, and I want to end with a flow that's strong as well. So I'm going to have a block by me. I'm going to keep one leg just forward, the other one over the side of the chair. And if I'm standing, I am doing this, okay? So legs are separated, knee is bent, okay? Or I'm on the chair, and I'm here, leg back, or leg forward, or leg down. You guys have all those choices in the world. So decide what you want, and you can even use that block right underneath here, okay? So whatever you're going to do, we're going to be flowing with our arms, okay? So here we are. Whatever form we're going to take, pushing out through fingers, lengthening, spine upward. So here's our exhale. Inhale, come on back and offer your heart. Exhale. Come into warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. And exhale. Keep going. You just stand and see how that's going that way for you all. You're standing. One more of those flows, alternating from exalted into warrior two. From warrior two, here we are. And we're going to come into bending into that forearm. Lift that left arm up. Inhale. You can be seated on the chair and doing this. And we're just going to take that arm around 4 times, one direction. And for the other, just like you're just swinging with just one arm. I guess that would be kind of that side stroke. And rising up if you are out of the chair or staying in the chair and finding your arms stretched out. And then let's take it to the other side. So arranging yourself however that might be, in the chair, standing up. This is what I love about yoga too, is it's so versatile. It's so inclusive, right? It is. We can all figure out ways of doing things that feel right for our bodies, right for our minds too, right? We got to get that right in our mind, that whatever we're doing for us is the best thing, because we're honoring ourselves in that way. So here we are. This is an exhale. This is an inhale. Flowing here. Or standing. Get that full effect almost of standing just by pressing your feet or wherever you're connected to, chair and feet and earth. Pressing into that, you're going to get that more strengthening out of it, or you just be really, really soft in your flow. The waves of the ocean can be really gentle, they can be really powerful, and they're all beautiful. One more. And seated in the chair, standing, this, we're spread out here, and then we'll come over and bring ourselves up and take ourselves down. Maybe you're seated and doing this. And ending here. And warrior two. And let's take ourselves back to our chairs. Back to our coming inside of ourselves. Take yourself all the way back in your chair. Once you connect your spine that you've really worked today to the back of your chair. Feel that connection there. Feel your shoulders connect. And shift your body, upper body, left and right a bit against the back of your chair. Your arms can extend outward, or they can just be really loose here, elbows pulled in towards your hips. And then finding if your feet don't touch the ground and that's okay for you to just hang, then that's all right. Otherwise, you can come up a little bit on the ball of your foot. But if you'd rather make it more restorative, blocks underneath your feet, if they're the right height, work. And this seems to work for me, just putting the ball of my foot on the ground and letting my heel come to the front legs of the chair. That's restorative because I'm not just dangling there with my legs. That's something that's supporting me. Got the back of the chair supporting me. I've got my thighs supporting my hands. Energy either releasing downward, or maybe I want to have my hands up. One hand down and one hand up. I want to come into breath. Come into that inner motion of your own tidal waves, of your own ebb and flow. Just having your eyes closed and hearing your breath. Share my rain stick with you today. And may you feel cleansed, may you feel fresh, may you feel full of your own flow today. Remembering that